National security expert Jamil Jaffer is with me now. Jamil, I think we should know what Secretary Austin's procedure was, why there was a delay in telling the president, and why he said he was working from home when, in fact, he was in the hospital. Should he be fired?
I think this is exactly right, Stuart. And I think, look, at the end of the day, you have to hold somebody accountable for what happened. He goes into the hospital for an elective medical procedure on December 22nd, doesn't tell anybody, is admitted again to the hospital, taken by ambulance to Walter Reed on January 1st. It takes till January 4th for the President of the United States to find out. In the meantime, by the way, the United States issued an ultimatum to Houthi rebels about their attacks on shipping in the Red Sea. We conducted a strike in Baghdad against a militia, member of an Iranian-backed militia. All this was happening while the Secretary of Defense was out of pocket. His deputy, down on vacation in Puerto Rico, only knew that she had some responsibilities, didn't know why. I mean, this is no way to run a government, and certainly no way to run a world when there are two wars going on in the Middle East and Europe, and a potential third conflict with China in the Taiwan Straits.
As a national security expert, will you assess for us the vulnerability of America when, A, you can't find your defense secretary, and B, you don't know whether he's conscious or not? What's the level of vulnerability here?
You know, Stuart, it's hard to understate how vulnerable it makes us. Congressman Mike Waltz is exactly right. We have a limited amount of time. If an adversary undertakes a nuclear strike against us, we have to act rapidly. The Secretary of Defense is part of what we call the National Command Authority, the people who decide, the President and Secretary of Defense, who decide when we're going to use nuclear weapons. At the end of the day, the President has the authority to issue the order to use nuclear weapons. God forbid it ever happens. But the Secretary of Defense needs to be involved and engaged. He's out of pocket. Somebody's got to be taking his role. There is a process for that. It's the deputy secretary. But if she's on vacation and doesn't know why she's given these responsibilities, we have chaos.
Should the secretary resign or be fired? Should he be fired? That's more to the point, isn't it? Should the president fire him?
You know, Stuart, I don't see how he can keep his job. I don't see how the Deputy Secretary of Defense can keep her job, knowing that she was aware that she had new responsibilities and didn't know why. And I don't know how the Chief of Staff can keep her job as well. I think the entire leadership at DOD needs to be replaced, given what's taken place.
Just looks like amateur hour, doesn't it? Just dangerous amateur hour. That's a fact. Jamil, look, thanks very much for being with us this morning. Always appreciate it, sir. Thanks very much,
Stuart.
Yes, sir.